Good morning. Welcome again to Summit. Today, on the first segment of the program, we are dedicating it solely to Alhaji Banji Busari. We lost him to the cold hands of death in June 2025. And so we want to celebrate his life and times in this brief documentary, which talks about his life. We have his friends, colleagues, and family also speak in that documentary to honor his lifetime. So please, we'll take you to that documentary. Please watch and, just celebrate his life with us. He was the one who was anchoring this program with me for so many years, and is actually the pioneer of this program called Summit. So please, we'll show that package, that mini documentary. Enjoy.
As captured in a Yoruba proverb, even if the master carver called Onirese quits carving, his masterful works will continue to proclaim his artistry in carving.
Yes, you welcome back, still Summit. Our guest has been the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Lagos State. We're talking about Mr. Benga or Motoshow. Sir, the question I was asking was the budget achieved in terms of percentage last year.
Almost 90%. Almost 90%.
Almost 90.
Yeah.
But this time around, you are targeting 100.
Yes, in fact, by the end of this year, we should be able to do more than 90% in our budget.
Another maxim declares that the drumbeats may truly stop, but the echoes in the forest will linger for so long.
When you look at that, when you match that, they don't really gel. You can't really comprehend. The books are looking good, but Nigerians are being further impoverished by the day. The GDP used to be $1, far below $1 now. So how do we, the CBN's position and Nigeria's policies, how do we merge both?
You see, there's a difference between theory and practice. Aesop, a wise man, said that after much is said and done, more is said than done.
These two aphorisms essentially capture the life and times of a consummate quintessential journalist, trained thespian, and crackerjack perception manager, Alhaji Abdulaziz Oyebamiji Busari, better known to so many friends and associates as Banji Busari, who exited the planet Earth some weeks ago. Born 29th April 1961, Banji had his primary education at Atala Anglican Primary School in his native Ogbomoso. He thereafter proceeded to Ogbomoso Modern Secondary School, Awoyaya Ogbomoso. The quest for further education took the young Banji out of his Ogbomoso homestead to Teachers Training College, Iseyin, where he obtained the Grade 2 Teacher's Certificate. With the Grade 2 Teacher's Certificate, Banji started his working career as a primary school teacher. But he had dreams much higher than being just a primary school teacher. And realizing that the teacher's Grade 2 certificate would not be enough to make him achieve his avowed academic goal, Banji, without prior secondary school education, enrolled for the West African Examinations Council's General Certificate of Education examinations, read on his own for the examinations, and passed them in flying colors. He subsequently gained admission to the University of Ibadan in 1985 for a degree program in theater arts. Here, Banji's academic prowess came to the fore and shone so brightly as he graduated as the best student in theater arts department in the year 1989. During the mandatory one-year National Youth Service Program in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, Banji caught his broadcasting teeth with the state broadcasting outfit, Akwa Ibom Broadcasting Corporation. On completion of the National Youth Service Program, Banji came to Lagos, shortly after which he joined Muri International Television, MITV Lagos. And in no time, Banji proved himself as a committed, creative, foresighted, and deep-minded broadcaster. Little wonder he rose through the ranks to become director of programs, and he served in that capacity till his voluntary retirement in the year 2014. To the question, what manner of person was Banji Busari? Some of his colleagues have this to say.
This man had what I call the 3 Ps. I call it persistence, I call it perseverance, and I call it patience. You know, he persevered a lot. He was persistent. When he has his eyes set on a goal, he will continue to do anything to help him achieve that goal. And sometimes he could be extremely patient, and I'm wondering what's going on with this man. Why is he so patient? But it's all, you know, a strategy to get to where he wants to go.
He was a very, very active human being, very useful to whichever society he belongs to. You heard what Nasfat said about him. That's Banji for you. Wherever he was, he made his mark.
He has come to this world to serve humanity. He happens to be the head of my department when I was with MITV. He headed the department's programs, particularly. He trained a lot of us.
I was just coming fresh from school, the first producer that handled me. So I learned so much from him. I mean, we had a lot of fights because I was, you know, young and everything. So after fighting, we'll make up together, and there is nobody, even the president's phone number, he has it inside his diary. As a producer, you know, there is no contact you are looking for. Banji Busari will have that contact.
I met Mr. Banji Busari in 1999 when I joined as a reporter with Star FM 101.5. And within that short period, till date that he left this sinful world, he was a brother. He has been a very good man to me. He always gave me advice. It is not possible for one or two people to be together, not to fight. Yes, we do fight, and at the same time, we settle it. As a brother, we have had a lot of good time together.
He would always call me Aburo, and he treated me like Aburo, as in my younger one. And he really treated me like a younger one. I would say that in the industry, once in a while when I get to a bottleneck, and the first person that comes into my head is him. And there had been no time that I beckoned on him any time of the day whatsoever. He was always there, willing, you know, to respond to me and help me find solutions.
If anyone could be said to maintain a perfect work-life balance, it was Banji Busari who perfectly struck a balance between his duties at work and his responsibilities at home to his family, as well as his relationship with friends, relations, and associates. To Rashidat Busari, his wife of over 3 decades, he was one in a million husband.
I want to seize this opportunity to talk about my caring and loving husband. He was one in a million, a very straightforward person, very considerate. He put everybody around him into consideration before taking the decision.
To the children, he was their buddy, their champion, their inspirator, their supporter, their role model, their mentor, and indeed many other things rolled into one.
My dad wasn't just a parent to me. He was my guide, my supporter, my role model, and many other things. I remember the laughter we had, the advices he gave when I needed them the most, and the strength he carried throughout his lifetime, even through difficult times.
My father, Alhaji Abdulaziz Busari, is the greatest man I know of He was a father, a mentor, a friend, and a guide through this journey called life. He was present in all areas of my life, and he always tried to put the interest of everyone else before his.
He was more than a parent. He was our champion, our uncle, and our inspiration. He believed in us even before we believed in ourselves, always standing behind our dreams with steadfast support and quiet strength. A devoted and selfless man. His faith shaping his character and inspired everyone who crossed his path. He lived with dignity, integrity, and compassion, placing service above self in every chapter of his journey. His career as a journalist, he pursued truth with passion and dedication. He viewed his profession as a tool for societal growth and upliftment, not just for recognition, but always for the greater good. To my loving mother, he was a devoted partner who nurtured their marriage with thoughtful actions and enduring respect.
My friends and I would jokingly call him Uncle Banji. And to me, to us, he was a simple father, a loving one, a present father, and not just in body. He was always with us in spirit. He was always with us in love, and he was always with us in guidance. He was a loving husband, a sweet and doting grandfather, and a friend to many. My father was a people's man. He was generous with his time, his wisdom, and his warmth.
Among friends, Banji was well loved, cherished, and commended for his candor, his humility, and his ability to relate with people across divides.
From Banji Busari, I got the name Baba Yoyo Peter because when he was a media person, he advertised for Ablat Nigeria Venture, the maker of Yoyo Peters. From there, I moved closer to him. He now introduced, can I be retailing these products? Gradually, I was retailing these products. People now began to know me through that product.
When we met in the community over 20 years ago, by his presentation skills and sense of objectivity, he was very close to me. He was like a brother. He was so kind. He was generous to everybody that came across him. He was a good family man. He sacrificed everything for his family, loved his family and his children, and he looked after their well-being all through his life up to the last minutes. He was a good community leader. Despite his high position in the society as a renowned journalist, he was very unassuming and humble. He was ready to take up any assignment no matter how lowly.
On the program that we anchored together on Nigeria FM, I will always refer to him as my brother from another mother, and that was what he truly was, because he was not just a friend. He was truly a brother. And so definitely Banji will be sorely missed. He will be missed for his loyalty to friendship. He will be missed for his sincerity, in the things he did his things. He will be missed for being such a dependable ally and body. Banji will be sorely missed.
The jokes we cracked together, the good times that we spent together. I remember your lovely affection. I remember the day I visited you during the Salah last year. I remember the atmosphere with your neighbors, felicitating with you. I remember the environment was full of love, full of passion, full of friendliness. You were a gentleman to the core, a family man.
What else can I say about our late friend Busari Banji? He was an amiable man, very easy to deal with, straightforward and truthful. I met him not too long, but a few times we got to know each other. I sincerely
believed in him. To be very, very sincere, I really do not know why good people don't last. Though this is a price everybody will pay at the end of the day. But why so soon?
On the spiritual side, Alhaji Banji did not joke with his Islamic faith. Apart from using his personal resources to promote the cause of Islam, including having a mosque in his place of abode, he was a prominent member of Nasrullah Al-Fati Society of Nigeria, popularly known as NASFAT, and he even served as the National Publicity Secretary of the organization.
It's just who is one of the big factor that inspired me to become this president today. That team that I've given symbolizes Alhaji Busari Banji. That is dying and social responsibility. So I use today to tell we that are parents, the culture, the moral, the values that our parents have taught us when we are growing. Are we really training our children for this? Banji has sucked so many social capital in both NASFAT, MITV, and all its live activities. How much of these are the children know? How much have they been taught to do it? And how far can they take it to?
During my tenure as the National Children Affairs Secretary, it was then that we had a collaboration with UNICEF on ending violence against children. In fact, the role he played during that time, in fact, he contributed immensely to the success of that program that ended us another phase of the program, because the media aspect of this program, he took it up by virtue of his profession. Alhamdulillah, the society will not, forget him regarding that. Apart from that, I also saw it may be funny because it was through him that I was able to appear on the television for the first time.
He was a great and dedicated NASFAT member, supporting all our activities and doing Islam through the professional career. He was a philanthropist, a selfless and a passionate journalist who generously devoted his professionalism to the betterment of humanity. His death was a monumental loss to the entire Omogumosha in NASFAT. We will really miss him for his unwavering support, especially during the women management activities in NASFAT.
There is definitely so much more to say about the life and times of Alhaji Abdulaziz Oyebamiji Busari than time and space will permit. But one deductible strand that ran through all the submissions is that he lived a life of service to humanity, a life that made impact on people around him, and a life which memory will be so hard to erase in the minds of people.
I wish he could stay a little longer. My father was a very good man and he was a Muslim. I'm very happy he died as a Muslim, and that's one of the best things someone can wish for in this life.
So we don't have anything other than to give thanks to Allah, because He knows best. He took his life the best time as far as Allah is concerned.
The consolation is that, yes, he's gone. We cannot question the Maker. We cannot question the Almighty God. We will submit to the will of God. But then we will also try and carry on, with his own legacy, his legacy of truthfulness, of sincerity, of humility, of his ability to relate with everybody across divides.
Almighty Allah will give them the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss, because Alhaji Busari was a kind of a person that will be difficult to come by.
His death was a big blow to me, and I'm hardly getting over it gradually. But I just pray that God Almighty will overlook his shortcoming and put him in Al-Jannah Firdaus. May his soul rest in perfect peace. All he has done, all he left behind, his family, his property, the Almighty Allah protect all of them.
The news hit me like a thunderbolt. I realized that I lost a great friend, a brother, a dependable ally, a great broadcaster. Since I knew Busari, I saw him as a friend and a brother that one could rely on. He was a dependable ally.
He was a good man who sorely will miss him. I pray that God will grant him eternal rest. And then to the family, give them the fortitude to bear the great loss. We sorely miss you, my brother.
My beloved father, Abdulaziz Banji Busari, we celebrate a man whose legacy continues to echo in the lives he touched, the principle he upheld, and the unwavering love he gave so freely.
Losing him has left a huge space in my heart, which I don't think will ever fully heal.
He was a unity maker, and he was a natural leader. He was a mentor to many, and a teacher in both words and action. He was a guidance in every sense of the word, and I miss him so much. And Hiba misses him more because they had a very special bond. May his soul rest in perfect peace, and we will carry your legacy with love and with pride. We miss you, Daddy. Love you.
What will I say than to pray to Almighty Allah to grant him Al-Jannah Firdaus. Amen.
In the words of the Greek philosopher and founder of medical practice, Hippocrates, life is short, heart, A-R-T, is long. Truly, the sojourn of Abdulaziz Oyebamiji Busari on earth may have been short, at least shorter than many of us will have wished. But his heart of humility, his sincerity, his service to humanity, and his impact on people around him will live with us for so long. Truly, the drum beats may have stopped for Banji Busari, but the echoes will linger for so long. May Almighty Allah grant him Al-Jannah Firdaus. Rest in peace, Banji Busari.
Violence nature of that election is something that's commendable by Nigerians. But the result is out as we speak. And as we are familiar with in Nigeria's setting, there have been a lot of cries of maybe manipulations, allegations of manipulations, electoral fraud, practices that characterize that election. What can you say about that?
Well, you see, with the Nigerian politician, you have to learn things that apple becomes sour when it can't be reached.
Determination of the administration to lift Nigerians out of poverty, to create widespread jobs, particularly among the youth, and then industrialization, infrastructural development, and all of that. The books, as we speak, the World Bank is saying that the books are looking good in favor of the current administration. As, like you rightly said, Tinubu's administration has been paying back some of those loans inherited by the administration. But locally, when you look at that, when you match that, they don't really gel. You can't really comprehend. The books are looking good, but Nigerians are being further impoverished by the day. The GDP used to be $1, far below $1 now. So how do we, the CBN's position and Nigeria's policies, how do we match both?
You see, there's a difference between theory and practice. Aesop, a wise man, said that after much is said and done, more is said than done.